Hello, fellow Disney Plus watchers. So glad you're joining today. Welcome to Your Thoughts, where I'll be reading and responding to what you thought about the latest Disney Plus episodes and movies. Before we begin, if you want to join in next time, just drop your thoughts on any of my review videos throughout the week and add D+ at the top of your comment so that I know you consent and agree that I'll be adding your words into the mix here. I'll not be responding to your comment in written form when it's submitted like this. This week we're talking about the Proud Family Louder and Prouder season finale, episode 10, and Moon Knight, episode 4. And if you're not interested to talk about both of these, there are timestamps within this video and in the description, of course, to choose the topics to your liking. Okay, let's begin. Well, there's one comment this week on the Proud Family, so Random Guy 1001, thank you for keeping the discussion alive on this one. He says, I'm not really disappointed about the cliffhanger because though this episode was good, a lot of it was pretty boring to me, and I'm not a big fan of this show in general. To answer your second question, I don't think Sugar Mama's arc will be very significant outside of this study arc. Okay, and of course he talks about this being 2 episodes probably. So we had the first half of the finale really. So I personally think, Random Guy, that they should have kept this, the second one of this story in season 1. But they didn't, so I guess we have to do it. We have to do it with this one. So you say pretty boring to me. I get why you think this one was boring because we meet a lot of new characters, like a lot of them, and they're all very in the background. Most of the episode is really Sugar Mama's thing. It's her perspective, and then we also have to deal with, of course, Penny, and she wants to be with Kareem, of course, who got snitched by. Got taken away by La Cienega for now. But so we have to focus on a lot of things and introduce so many characters in a 25-minute episode or something like that was a lot. So I guess I didn't think it was boring. I think I enjoyed it. But I guess I can see why you think it's boring because of all those characters. Okay, then let's move on to Moon Knight. Yeah, that was it for the Proud Family Louder and Prouder. Can't wait to talk about season 2 because season 2 is coming, so that'll be fun. So Giraffe Guy Studios writes in about Moon Knight. Another incredibly entertaining episode from Moon Knight. I have been absolutely in love with this series since the very start of the first episode, but this might just be my favorite episode yet. Mark and Steven's banter is top-notch, and Oscar Isaac's performance is outstanding. Oscar can make me believe that he is 2 different people by simply changing his facial expression and doing a different accent. The scene at the end of the episode was something that I genuinely didn't see coming at all. I hope they can keep this up for the next 2 episodes. And Giraffe Guy, yeah, I really hope they stick the landing, and I have the feeling I will, because I liked each new episode more than the last one and the other ones. So that spoiler alert for my ranking video, my inevitable ranking video of Moon Knight. But I want to respond to this. You're saying Oscar can make me believe that he is 2 different people by simply changing his facial expression and doing a different accent. Well, no, there's more going on, and I really stand by this. He doesn't only change his face because, yeah, the camera is on his face, but you see in his whole posture a little change. And I recognized some things I learned on the. I did youth theater school for a couple of years, so I know these trainings where we pop in and out of different characters, switching from one character or yourself to the next character is something that I practiced. So I can give something personal to this thought. So there is more going on. I recognize that than just a facial expression and a different accent. You notice how Steven kind of walks like an old man. I saw this already in the first episode. It stood out to me how Oscar Isaac really seems to walk like a old or sick man or something. And it's subtle, but he's kind of physically an action hero as Mark. So I see 2 different postures. I see a change in mindset. You really see the actor at work when he switches, and it's not just his facial expression. And of course the accent, no. So I gotta disagree with that, and I thought it was an interesting thing you brought up. So thank you for bringing that up, really. Let's move on to The Jesus, who writes in, really enjoyed this episode, probably my favorite one so far. It had that really nice Indiana Jones feel. I really liked the further development of Steven in this episode. His accent is beginning to grow on me, lol, and I felt like the music also had its time to shine. The end also had me hooked, and I can't wait to see where the next episode goes. Okay, the Jesus, thank you so much. Well, I really enjoyed it too, man. And yes, the ending is very unexpected. So I was watching, and I know they do it spoiler free most of the time. I was watching the John Campea show. They were already talking about episode 4, and I hadn't seen it yet. I was busy with the other stuff. He already teased like this episode is doing something really crazy that you won't see coming. So I was going into the episode with the mindset of, okay, I'm going to be completely lost at the end of the episode. And still, it surprised me. Moving on, you mentioned the music. Yeah, I'm still not a great fan of the music, although the theme tune is growing on me because it's used so a lot. But no, I really feel like the music does too much. And like a good example in this 4th episode was when Layla screamed in agony when she finally killed the zombie mummy. The zombie mummy was finally gone, and she screamed. And the music was so dramatic in the sense that I really was taken out of it, and I listened to the music even the first time I saw it, very distant. It felt very distant from the scene because I associated this kind of music with the most dramatic moment in a romantic movie where or when someone dies or something. It was very melodramatic and it didn't fit. And there's a lot of moments where I feel like the music does too much, and the music is good music. I would listen to it if it's on Spotify, but no, still not a great fan of how it's being used. And yes, last point in your comments, really nice Indiana Jones feel. And one thing I noticed, and I didn't mention this in my video, but I did mention it in the comment section afterwards, but I really had a very specific association with Oscar Isaac being in a Grand Canyon-like desert. It gave me really specific Pasana in Rise of Skywalker vibes. So yeah, I had to add that to the mix. But thanks. Let's move on. Random Guy 1001 writes, I wasn't super shocked by the reveal about Layla's father. I thought that something like that would be revealed. And yeah, I get it. I think I saw that too. I saw something like this happening. That he's in on. He knows more than Layla. That was obvious. But I really hoped they would go for in a show that is so crazy and you don't know what's going on there. You don't even know if what you're seeing is real, and apparently it seems like not everything was real after all. But in a show like that, I did expect some crazy twist, like Khonshu's in on it, something like that, because they really set it up as the main conflict between Mark and Layla, at least Oscar Isaac's character. So no, I'm a little underwhelmed. And something like this that will be real, yeah, of course. It makes sense, but I expected a little more maybe. But yeah, that's me. And then Random Guy 1001 again writes, I do like the Moon Knight action, but I'm okay without it. I never watched the MCU for the action, but for the characters and story. Like WandaVision. WandaVision had very little action, and it was mostly a very different sitcom romp. So Marvel has interesting characters up its sleeve, so they prove once again that they can do without, and I think it was a good choice to have Moon Knight as a persona just on the back burn for a little while. So I didn't miss him at all, so just like you. So thanks for sending that in. But those were the comments for today. If you like this video and you want to chime in next time, well, first leave a like on this video. Thank you so much. And then all you have to do is add D+ on the top of your comments on one of the videos. Feel free, and thanks everybody who replies. You keep the discussion alive, and I appreciate that. I'm thinking about wrapping this up. If you want to watch the video from last week when we talked also about Moon Knight and Proud Family and Scrat Tales, check that out. It's on the channel right now. For now, have a wonderful day and see ya.